This episode is brought to you by the Slash and Cast Podcast Network. Learn more at slashandcast.net.
This is your drive time commute. All the way out to Camp Crystal Lake. This goes out to the teenagers at Camp Crystal Lake. I can't hear you! Because you're dead. All of them.
We've already spoiled it. I think we've already spoiled the movie within the first 10 seconds of the show, the intro. So that's.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that everyone died in a Jason movie.
Wouldn't it just blow your mind if, at the end, like no one dies in a Jason movie?
That would be hilarious if it was just like a movie of constant near misses,
where he just kind of misses somebody's head with a machete and it goes into a melon or something.
Yeah,
or a paint can.
So you're just waiting the whole movie for him to finally get somebody.
Or you find out that he just really hates paint cans.
Yeah,
he's like the dude from The Jerk. He's like, he hates these cans. That's it.
Exactly.
So it's never because if anybody ever comes up and says hey, let's do a movie where Jason doesn't kill anybody, you're immediately thrown out of the group. Yeah. And also, I think LeBron James, we keep on saying this, LeBron James is going to do a Friday the 13th movie.
That's so weird. I always think you're making that up.
No, I wish I was making it up. What I sincerely wish more is that if Shaq was doing a Friday the 13th movie and he was playing Jason Voorhees.
Shaq is in everything right now. Have you noticed that? Shaq is in every commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him. Get that money, but he sells everything.
He does Papa John's. He has
General Insurance.
General Insurance. He does a copier ink thing. Office Depot. I think he has a set of marital aids that he's trying to push called a Shaquille O'Squeals. I mean,
that's my barbecue restaurant.
Oh, Shaquille O'Squeals?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Shaquille O'Neal's barbecue restaurant where he sells barbecue and marital aids.
Yep.
Oh, boy, that's a mouthful.
One of those is illegal in Texas.
Yeah, which one do you think it is? It ain't
It's
the barbecue.
not the barbecue.
God forbid people should enjoy themselves. But let's face it, Texas barbecue is almost orgasmic on its own.
That is true.
If you have the right kind.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into this right now because we'll get into the discussion of whether or not Hard 8 or Red Hot and Blue, or if you want to get into Dickies.
Oh, not Red Hot and Blue.
The lower levels? No.
No.
We can't do that right now because he lives.
He lives, laughs, and loves.
Does he love? I don't think he laughs at all in this movie.
You don't know. He's wearing a mask.
Yeah, if he did, he just
behind the mask. He's just going.
He sounds like Butthead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Jason. It's the 6th time we see him, but the 5th time officially, because the last movie, remember, it wasn't him.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
All I remember from the last movie is that he died, and then I was like, "Oh, that's when Jason lives."
Do you need a follow up?
I probably do.
Okay, so Tommys Javis, who was in 4,
right? I remember
Feldman,
Tommy.
Right, Corey Feldman. In the last one before this, in 5, he was sent to that asylum.
Yeah,
and he was older, and we realized that it wasn't Jason murdering all the kids; it was the vengeful paramedic.
Yes, that's right. I remember this one now.
Okay, so we haven't seen Jason since technically 4.
Yes.
So now he's back, baby.
He's back
with a vengeance.
They really from the opener. They're like, "Remember how Jason died? Jason lives.
Jason lives. Forget it. Forget what you thought about the last movie. He's alive, baby, and he ain't never gonna die.
Yeah.
Because this is when we officially introduce the zombie Jason, which is a very important part.
Yeah,
of the series.
This continues.
Oh yeah,
he's a zombie for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. I mean, we'll get once we get into the remake, it might differ, but from now on, especially in 7, 8, 9, in Jason 9, that's when it starts to really kind of be oh, he can't die. Let's explore that.
Yeah, I think that's if you have an invincible villain, where's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, he was always invincible, kind of.
Right, but now he can't die.
Yes, he can. He can.
You said he's a zombie.
Well, he is a zombie, but I mean, technically, at the end of this movie, he dies.
Right, but of course he's not, because we're going to have like 8 more movies.
Well, it's not technically true. We have at least 4 more movies.
I'm just saying.
Maybe 5 if we count verses.
I think, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And that's the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much. I don't know. So at least I brought you up to speed with anything. Do you have any other questions? Like proceed, because usually you do a recap before, which I guess they didn't have.
They didn't really do that in this one.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get it. It was just these 2 guys with their Jason mask, insisting he's alive, going to this graveyard.
Right. Did you know that was Tommy though?
No, I didn't at first.
Okay. All right. Even though he says, Tommy, I can't believe we're doing this.
Oh, well, I mean, that could be anybody.
Oh, you're right. It
could be anybody named
But he
Tommy
just literally
in this
said,
town.
I can't believe I'm riding in a car with Tommys Javis.
He doesn't say that.
No, he doesn't. But it is, who is it? It's Horshack.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's Horshack from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Whoops.
Which is just like so weird.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, because I never thought that I would ever want to.
Welcome back.
We're
digging up Jason's
body.
grave.
And then Gabe Kaplan's telling a really off-color joke to his wife, like in the cemetery somewhere. But it's always such a weird thing when you're just like, oh wow, Horshack's in this.
Yeah.
And then you're just
briefly.
like, what? Yeah. What if this whole rest of the movie was just Horshack trying to escape Jason?
I would love that.
I know. And I know his name isn't Horshack. I know it doesn't say that on his driver's license. But I'm going to call him
That's what we know him
Horshack.
for. Yeah, they're going to... Yeah, so that makes this premise even weirder. Because at first I was just like, why are these 2 guys going to dig up Jason? They're going to prove that he's dead by exhuming his grave, which is dumb.
Right.
Even dumber now that it's Tommy who supposedly killed him.
Right.
So Tommy's just going to like rehash his trauma by digging up the guy that he killed?
I guess he was like his reasoning is like he says Jason belongs in hell. I'm going to make sure he gets there. Which I guess
by digging him back up. By taking him out of the grave.
There really is no plan for Tommy.
No, there is no plan.
I guess he just wants to make sure that he's dead.
It's so dumb.
Which is kind of weird, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, judging from like 4 and 5, he has had like a lot of trauma.
Yes. So I understand why we are revisiting Tommy. Why Tommy would want to revisit his trauma. Like, Tommy, move on.
See a therapist.
Tommy, yes. Get your head right.
Yeah. We tried to fix
Find a nice girl. Move to the suburbs. I don't know. Become a dentist. I don't know. Do something.
He tries. I mean, he tries to do the therapeutic element, and then Jason kills everybody in the therapy.
Yeah,
camp.
that's not so good at it.
And then what if he tried to do therapy, and then Jason just ends up killing all of his therapists?
Oh, instead of killing Tommy?
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't want you to recover from this trauma.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way I'm going to let you do this. And he just keeps on going after each one of the therapists. So he's like, your copay is not good here.
And he's like, you've killed everyone who was in my network,
That's
Jason.
right. That's right. Now get on ZocDoc and try to find someone else so I can murder.
Oh, no. But yeah, so they dig up the body, and it's... God, it is gross. It's covered.
Grody. He's covered in Rice Krispies.
Covered in bugs. I mean, it really could be anybody.
That is true.
To Tommy's credit,
but the tombstone,
it really could have been anybody.
But the tombstone says Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, but the body could have been anybody.
So you're saying that they would just take a random body and
he could have been grave swapped. Look, I'm just going within the world of this movie where anything could have happened.
So in your mind, in your rationale is that in the Friday the 13th series, somebody grave swapped.
Why not?
That is also a TLC show that I would watch.
Grave swapped?
Grave swapped.
So, okay. I'm going to give you a minute to think on what you would pitch for TLC's Grave Swap.
Okay.
Grave Swap to me is like Storage Wars, where people go to these graves and they're like, I want whatever's in this grave. And they don't know until they dig it up.
Which is just a dead body.
Right. But like, what if it's, I don't know, there's
Treasure?
something cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, mine is different. Mine is grave swap is they find a family who just had someone recently deceased.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, all right, we're going to take you to a grave. And you're going to have to tell us if this is your deceased relative or not. And then if you guess right, you get to keep the body.
Oh.
And then if you're wrong, you still keep the body. So you can't. There's no way that you
are leaving with the body.
You are leaving with the body. That's it. Grave swap.
Grave swap. Mm-hmm. That does sound like something TLC would invest in.
Would it?
Yeah. Look, their programming is down the tubes. I watch it.
Maybe they
don't get me wrong, but it is down the tubes.
You could have Goldie from
Goldie.
Goldie.
Oh man. Oh, we can't get me started on 90 Day Fiance.
He can do like Instagram pics, like sexy thirst trap pics, like with him and these like
in graves.
Yeah, like he's the BTK killer. Mm-hmm. That we're getting way into this now. We're just going layer and layer. But
we got to talk about what happens in this graveyard. So I don't think Tommy was like 100% sure it was Jason, but he decides he's going to stab the crap out of him.
Yeah,
regardless.
He
takes like a chunk of wrought iron fence. Which is old and heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he even ripped it off the
I would just imagine
fence.
that it's just so old.
I guess, but man. Also, wrought iron is heavy.
I guess so. Huh?
And he just like chunks it through Jason's chest. But of course, it goes into Jason's chest, but they get struck by lightning.
Right.
And he gets reanimated.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing.
I love it.
And then Tommy lights a match.
Yeah, because his idea was like he's going to burn the body.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then he lights a match.
Yeah, well, that is no match for reanimated Jason with a fucking spike through his body.
Well, but wait, no, you're missing the point, because when he douses him with gasoline and he tries to light the match and then it starts to rain.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It is like that was poor planning.
So you're saying that he should have just consulted the Weather Channel before he even embarked on this journey?
Absolutely.
Like a farmer's almanac.
Yes, he had plenty of time.
Now that I'm looking at this movie, I think that, yeah, you're right. A lot of his plans are kind of like, Tommy, what the fuck are you doing?
Tommy, you had so much time to plan this out.
Well, because there's so many moments where he like contradicts himself on what he tells people to do.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, Megan, go in the cabin. And then she runs to the cabin, and she's like, no, Megan, come back. Don't do it. What are you doing?
Yeah, Tommy's life skills are, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
But wait, we've got ahead of my favorite part, which is when Jason kills Horshack,
yeah,
it zooms in on Jason's eye, and then he walks into it like it's the opening of a Bond movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think that, because I think that this whole, again, like with The Howling, this is a horror movie, but there are jokes in it.
Do you think that was a joke?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Why?
I don't know. I thought it was hilarious, but I was like, I don't know if these people meant for me to take this seriously or not.
Are these dum-dums for real?
Look, at this point in the franchise, I don't know.
Well, we can go through it, but I think looking at it, there are so many moments where you're just like, oh, that's a joke. You have a child in a cabin reading No Exit, Jean-Paul Sartre.
That was very funny.
And I was like, good. Oh, okay, that is pretty funny.
Yeah. That was like an airplane joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked that. So Tommy runs into the sheriff's office, and we're going to talk about this office because his first reaction is to shoot Tommy.
Yeah.
Just like DOA.
Do you know how many people have shot in this place?
Right. Well, also the other cop comes running in yelling. I was like,
you could have shot him too.
That's just what people do in this town.
Pulling guns.
They just run into rooms screaming.
Yeah. And he's just like, I almost blew your head off, kid.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, would you want to buy some cookies, mister? I almost blew your head off, little girl.
They're all trigger happy.
Yeah. But this is also when we give the whole exposition of what Crystal Lake is no longer Crystal Lake.
Right. So they changed the town name to move past all the Jason stuff.
Good move.
Yeah. Also, everyone hates Tommy. They basically are like, Tommy, why are you in town?
Well, because he runs in, he's like, I'm Tommy Jarvis. He's like, hey, Tommy Jarvis, aren't you that kid?
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and but for no reason, they just immediately hate this guy.
Well, yeah, because they're like, we're trying to get rid of the Jason stigma of our town. So we got rid of everything. But you know what? We kept the summer camp.
Yeah, well, they did keep the summer because that's the one source of income for this place, I guess.
I don't know. Find another trade. If you're really trying to get rid of the whole Crystal Lake situation, maybe get rid of the camp.
Well, what would
where everyone's died all the time?
What would you suggest? What instead of doing that, building Six Flags or something?
Get into some tourism, maybe.
So what would you suggest? Like a casino?
Yeah, I mean, look, if Jason wants to do James Bond, he might as well just do Casino Royale.
Yeah, because he could just walk in and just start slaughtering like oldies while they're
Why not? Give him a new location to haunt.
Well, the whole thing is okay. Never mind. It's supposed to be at a summer camp,
right? But I'm saying for the good of the town, they probably should have gotten rid of the summer camp.
All right, but the sheriff is just immediately like, look, listen. The reason we changed it is so we can get through this bullshit. You're not helping things.
Yeah.
And running in screaming about Jason Voorhees. And to be fair, I mean, what did Tommy expect when he ran into a sheriff's office screaming that Jason Voorhees?
Tommy didn't plan shit.
Maybe he should just like do it at a town hall.
Yeah.
Very calmly.
File a complaint, stand up to read his notes.
Hello, I would like to go ahead and talk about the Jason Voorhees. Okay, calm down, everybody.
And everyone comes running in the door.
You almost blew all of your heads off.
And in fact, at this camp, we run into this couple that's driving a guy and a girl, and they run into Jason and try to run him over. Yeah, they see him, but also the guy has a gun.
A counselor should always have a gun.
Yeah, I was so startled by him having a gun. I don't know why. Well, it's not like guns don't exist in the universe of Friday the 13th, but I was just like, what?
Yeah, well, I
was expecting knives, snakes, ropes. I don't know.
What, you thought he was going to pull out a snake from the glove compartment?
I'm just thinking of what weapons have been used in previous movies. I don't feel like we've gotten a gun.
I think a gun is safe.
A gun was just a surprise.
There are a lot of guns in this movie.
There are. Like Welcome to the 80s.
I know. Well, they don't work.
No. I mean, they both died.
Well, he doesn't even get a shot off at him.
Yeah.
He before Jason even does anything, he stabs him with the grate spike.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I like that the woman before she dies, of course, offers Jason $40 and an Amex.
And he's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That's another sign.
It's everywhere I want to be.
Sign of the 80s, right?
Yeah. Well, that was like the whole thing, right? Like the 80s was like you have to have an Amex card or a black card.
Yeah, it's just the whole like greed is good,
okay.
Valley Girl sort of thing. That's
it's
what
like
I was thinking.
You can buy your way out of a murder.
Yeah, it was great.
I love it how like he just kind of jumps on top of her and stabs her with the spike.
Yeah,
and then we just see the floating Amex card.
The Amex,
and then and like as I was watching, I was like, that would be a good commercial for their product.
Yeah,
a good ad.
I don't think they. Maybe this was product placement. We don't know.
I mean, it should be.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I mean, also, what is he going to do with $40 in an Amex card?
I don't know, but he doesn't have any money. He has no job.
The man just came out of the grave.
He's going to go get himself a burger somewhere in town.
Maybe
not in town.
No, I don't think he
can't
go in town. No, because then it's going to blow his cover.
Yeah.
He has to stay in the woods.
You know what? Jason could do? So, like, they say Dolly Parton goes out and, like, lives her life sort of incognito by not putting on her big blonde wigs and not, like, dressing up like Dolly Parton, basically.
So that's not her real hair?
No.
Oh.
No, Josh. No.
Okay. That's disappointing.
No, everything about her is fake. That's why we love her.
What about her boobs? Are her boobs fake?
But okay, so here's what I'm getting at. So, Dolly Parton is able to go incognito by just like taking off the facade of being Dolly Parton.
Okay, I see.
Jason could go into town and get a hamburger
and wear a wig.
If he took off the mask, maybe put on a wig, didn't wear the gross jumpsuit.
Okay, all right.
And he just like dressed like a regular guy with a weird face.
Well, he already looks like the Phantom of the Opera anyway. So you're saying like if he puts like on a long, like Kurt Cobain wig, and like
let's say he puts on a Kurt Cobain wig, and a band T-shirt and some jeans, and everyone just be like,
"Oh, you're going to Vans. You're going to the Vans Warped Tour."
Yeah, exactly, and he'd be fine.
Could be. So okay. So he needs just to play it cool.
He needs to not be capital J Jason. He needs to just be regular Jason.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's just
Jason. He is inside.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Anyway, that's how Jason gets a hamburger.
I also love how the cops' rationale for Tommy Jarvis is instead of taking him back to the clinic where he escaped from, they drive him to the city limits and say, "Don't come back."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's public health care for you.
Yeah. The town is basically just like, let's get over this as soon as possible because the gravedigger comes back to rebury Jason.
I love him.
That seems to happen a lot. He seems like that may be his full-time job.
Just burying graves again?
Yeah. No, but specifically Jason, I thought. He just seemed like...
Oh, people are just always digging up Jason?
Yeah, he seemed like, oh, here we go again.
I think that was that was another joke. Like, because he looks in the camera and he says, some people have a weird idea of entertainment.
Yes.
And he's just like, I can't believe we're digging up Jason again.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
We're going to dig him up for 5 more movies.
That's right. He did a Kel Mitchell. He's just like, here it goes.
Meanwhile, at the camp, we have the friends of the 2 kids who got killed. They really should have prepared better because they arrive at the camp to get set up like right before the children arrive.
That's right. Well, they have to stop by the sheriff's office first.
That's right. They do stop by the sheriff's office.
There's
because one of them is the daughter of the sheriff.
One of them is the daughter of the sheriff. That's Meg.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls is the sister of one of the girls who was in the car.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
Yeah. I can't remember her name.
Doesn't matter. She's gonna die soon.
Paula is she's the sister of Elizabeth, the one who was in the car. And then there's Court, who is just Court. Just
one dude. Also, this camp just didn't plan well. Why did they have so many female counselors? And well, presumably they were gonna have 2 male counselors.
Well, they thought Court was a woman.
Perhaps they just didn't organize it well.
Yeah. Also, I love it that Court is kind of dressed like me, where all of his clothes have holes in it.
Yeah, that's not something to be proud of.
I don't know, because as he was leaving the police station, I saw like his ass was hanging out with his boxer shorts coming out of the butt, and I was like, oh, is this a mirror?
God,
is this a?
Don't get me started on your holy pants.
Hey, that's ministry.
So they are at the camp getting ready, and then there's like I don't know what this is. Is it a cop bonding activity? There's all these cops out there playing paintball.
They're not. Well, no, they're not cops.
Who are they?
They're like insurance salesmen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or yeah, there have to be life insurance salesmen. I think that's
why
what
do you say they have to be life insurance salesmen?
Well, because at one point they're like, you take this too seriously. It's all about life and death. And then one of the guys says, my job is life and death.
That's why I thought they were cops.
What a fucking crazy thing for a police officer to say.
What a crazy thing for an insurance salesman to say.
My life is life and death. You're a school teacher. Yeah.
That makes more sense. I was like, why are there all these off-duty cops playing paintball? But in any event, so this is like a team building exercise.
Right, yeah. Wasn't like in the 80s, like paintball and team building was like a big thing. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have a job during the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know. I did think it was weird because this plotline sort of comes up and gets abandoned really quickly.
I also love,
we don't worry about these people in the woods.
We just needed to pad some time.
Yeah.
And kill some people. But I love it how it's the 2 dudes and they're kind of like bitching at each other. They're the real George and Martha of this group.
The Statler and Waldorf. If we're going to talk about 2 men.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then there's the Screech, the nerdy one.
Yeah.
Who really is kind of fumbling around everywhere, doesn't know how to really use a gun.
And then they get shot by a woman.
A woman? What?
She looks a lot like Katherine Heigl. Did you notice that?
Kind of, I guess.
Anyway, I thought she did.
I don't know. But I love it because they're just like, oh, she wins every year.
Yeah, they're super bitter about it.
But I love how like they cut to one of the other guys who just got shot. He's just like, goddamn woman shooting me with a paintball. Think she needs to belong in the kitchen.
Hey, you know what?
This man is an insurance salesman.
Jason hates misogyny. So
maybe that's it too. Maybe his whole thing is like he just does not like misogynists.
Feminist icon Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Also, I would just love it if you were at like an Allstate and that guy is there, where you're just like, yeah, I was looking at getting a life insurance policy. Well, let me tell you something, goddammit.
Little lady.
If you knew a goddamn thing about men. It's like, okay, sir.
Can I just get the policy?
Should we do this in the kitchen where you belong?
God. So this camp, so it's not summer camp.
I think it is. It's got to be.
But they're only there for a weekend. I think they say that at one point.
That they're there for a weekend?
They're only there for a weekend.
Who says that?
One of the counselors, when they have them all sitting around outside and they're like running through.
Oh, and they're talking to the kids.
Yeah, I swear that she says it's a weekend. Which
I think you're right.
Maybe it's like a Girl Scout camp
or maybe
Boy Scout camp.
Well, they're boys and girls there.
Right, it's a Scout camp.
Or you know what it could be? It could be like like some camps are like the counselors are there all summer and they just rotate the kids.
Right, but a weekend is very short.
Yeah, I mean. I never really been to summer camp.
Yeah.
So
when I went to summer camp, the first time I went to the shortest session that was available for the youngest kids, and it was a week.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
A weekend I would think would be like you're going to earn your camping merit badge.
You get merit badges for that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe a week.
No, you weren't a Boy Scout.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Boy Scout.
You're no Boy Scout.
I am resourceful though.
Yes.
I'm not a Boy Scout, but I am a survivor.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
You're not going to give up.
No, I'll eat grass.
You're not going to stop. You're going to work harder.
Faster. What?
Never mind.
What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm doing Destiny's Child. I don't know where you're at.
I don't know either. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know. I thought we were playing a game.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just wasn't quite sure where they were, and that's again where I was like, why are there so many female counselors and
one dude?
Poor Court.
Court is in charge of a murder of young boys.
Yeah,
and we first see him teaching them about Indian rocks.
Yeah,
which is just
he doesn't seem to really know what he's talking about. I feel like the couple that was in the car. That frankly they got killed, and for them being her sister,
yeah,
we never really worry about them again. We're just like, they never showed up.
Yeah, they bring him up every so often. You're like, oh, I wonder where,
Yeah, but no one's particularly concerned.
Not really.
No,
until later on that night when they're just like, it's 3:00 in the morning. Where is everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I love it how Court's just like these rocks represent like a Indian father. You can't say Indian. Yeah,
no, that's what he. Yeah, but that's
he says.
What he says.
He calls him Indian.
Yeah,
and he's like, and then he says, and then if the son wants to follow he just follows the rocks.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't want my mom. He didn't want his mom to follow him, so he knocked the rocks down.
It's like, yeah, and then the insurance salesman's like, yeah, that's right, that stupid woman.
Stupid woman.
It's like, Jeff, geez, man, calm down. This is why we have the retreat camp, so you can learn about tolerance.
I'd rather shoot myself in the face with a paintball gun than take orders from a woman.
Suddenly it's nighttime.
Yeah.
And in the woods at night, there's a couple celebrating their engagement.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, that's what, because she's like looking at the ring.
Oh, that's right. She says, oh, this is a beautiful ring.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's the middle of the night and they're just, it's not even like a pretty clearing in the woods. They're just like plopped between a couple of bushes.
They're like yuppies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, also the thing that turns me off, but the thing that that kind of gave it away for me too is that the yuppies had a motorcycle.
Oh yeah,
like he was.
What you think they motorcycled through the woods?
Yeah, I was thinking it's like what's that movie with the guy mannequin?
Just like Mannequin.
Just like Mannequin. Yeah, maybe that woman is a mannequin.
Probably
that this guy proposed.
That's why he had to bring her out in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And that's why the gravedigger's like, God damn it. Because he also shows up. He's just drinking in the woods.
Man, that guy's living the best life. I love this dude.
He's just taking a break from reburying people.
Well, he's also kind of like the Crazy Ralph character.
Yes, he is. But he's not as fun as Crazy Ralph.
No, he's not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They should give him more cool stuff to do.
Yeah, well, I mean...
siphoning gas or something.
Well, he's going to die in just a moment.
That is true.
He finishes his bottle, and he's like, this is going to be the death of me. Wink to the camera.
Yeah.
And then he throws the bottle. Jason catches it.
Yeah, he's like...
because Jason hates litter.
Yeah. Recycle guy.
Uh-huh. Environmental activist, Jason Voorhees.
That's right. And then he stabs him.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, man, that guy was 26. Drinking really just ages you. So then the yuppies are just like, oh, wow, did you hear that? some old man got stabbed in the woods by glass. They're like, oh yeah, let's go check it out.
We should go look. How else are we gonna celebrate our engagement with a
maybe he
drunk dead guy?
Maybe he wants to look at the ring. So immediately, the yuppie goes out and he sees Jason standing over the dead body. He's like, this isn't right. We gotta go. So engagement's cut short.
Yeah, they're done. They're donezo.
Yeah, but not yet, because Jason gets to him before they can drive off in that sweet motorcycle.
Right, that's what I mean. They're out.
Yeah. I mean,
we just introduce people to kill them off is what we're doing right now.
But that's the whole point of these movies, though. It's like the one thing that I would like, though, is that if they just gave a little bit more personality to this small scene of people.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they literally just introduce someone and then they're gone.
Yeah, I want like a good exposition. I want a good backstory for these characters.
Well, I just think about I'm thinking of the first Friday the 13th,
right?
With the girl who's hitchhiking.
Oh yeah, and she just delves her whole story.
Right, like I remember when we watched it, and I got really invested in her because I was like, oh, this is our main character, and then she gets killed like very early on.
Yeah.
You know, like give me a little misdirect or something.
Maybe that's just the point of this one. It's just like we're just killing people just to kill people.
Yeah, that's not really fun.
Because Jason lives, everybody else dies,
and he laughs and he loves.
That's right.
Back at camp, there's this girl, Sissy. I liked Sissy.
Yeah,
she's like our
great.
boy crazy counselor. And she introduced a nonsensical Jason card game.
I couldn't follow it.
Well, she doesn't get finished through the rules, but it's basically like the Jack is Jason. And then you pick a face card that is you. And then you sort them into piles. And the piles are cabins. And then you have to find which pile has the Jack in it. That's all we learn.
Right.
How do you do that? We don't know.
There's got to be somebody had to have created
I am
that
sure
game.
someone has come up with the rules for this. If you know where that is, please send it to us.
Let us know so that way we can like figure out how to play it at home.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
So Sissy is like, let's play a card game. Meanwhile, Court and
Court.
Who's bouncing on each other in the RV?
Court and Nikki.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter because
she just shows up.
She shows up
again.
And she's going to die in a moment.
Well, the backstory we get is that she stole her stepdad's RV.
Yes.
You know?
And she's into, I don't know, tantric sex or something.
Who has sex like that?
They are fully clothed.
Yeah.
She's just bouncing on him. I don't mean that like as a euphemism for sex. I mean literally, she's just bouncing
just,
on
gyrating
top of him.
on him.
And she's put a song on, and he's not allowed to finish before the song. And the song is like 10 minutes long.
She's like, it's the Dark Side of the Moon album.
Pretty much.
You can't finish until it's over.
I don't know. I think Nikki doesn't understand what sex is, potentially.
Well,
maybe she's there to find out. She's not going to find out, but maybe that's why she's there.
Poor Court. He's just like, God, I just got a bunch of like rug burns.
I was like, Court's dick is just like a bag of nickels.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of tire, like treading tire. You know,
it's just mashed.
Yeah, she's just mashing it right now. Okay, can you imagine just like like if he were to live, like he just went back to camp and he took off his pants, you just see like steam coming off of it, and you're just like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know, but he must really love her.
It's like a mangled pot pie down there. Well, I don't know if he really loves her.
I don't know if he does either.
Because he kind of treats her like shit the moment that she's just
he does, but I think and also the sex is bad.
Yeah, unfortunately,
this relationship would not have survived.
It's not working out. I mean, let's face it. Like if the sex were good,
he probably would have stuck it out.
He probably would have stuck it out. But if the sex was bad, like I mean, not to shame, but I mean, like I guess I can get him just being really pissy with her and just being like, "Listen, you want me to go outside and look and fix the electricity?"
Oh, he also says it's really cold out.
Yeah.
And then later, people just have the windows open in the cabins.
Yeah, so I mean, but there is a fire going in one of the cabins.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the fall? Is this a fall camp?
That would be awesome. Maybe that's why it's the weekend. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? There are a lot of leaves.
It's a non-summer camp.
Are there such things?
Probably if it's a weekend.
Okay.
And the weather's nice.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I get that.
So explain to me a little bit what happens in this with the RV. So Jason like gets in and hides in the bathroom.
Right. So as they're both outside inspecting that cord that he cut, he has snuck inside while they are outside investigating the cord.
Okay. And he hides in the bathroom.
Yeah, he's just...
Jason, the whole yard is your bathroom.
Nope, I gotta use this one. Rub-a-dub-dub. My own personal hot tub.
So he's in the bathroom, and a court decides he's going to drive. They're going to drive the van
somewhere
so they can get power.
Well, no,
the cord's cut. What are they going to do?
She said, I got to take this back to my stepfather's.
Right. So why does Court go?
He just drives.
Right. Why? He wants to go meet her stepdad? After all this?
I want to meet your stepdad. We gotta get this back to Earl. Oh man, I heard about Earl. He's cool.
I love Earl.
Let me go and here we go. But I love it how like he drives and like as this is all happening, he's just like, this is awesome. I love it.
All he's doing is yelling, this is great.
This is great. I'm having a great time. Let's listen to some music. Yeah.
And while she's like bouncing all over the place, and then Jason drags her into the bathroom,
which is also pretty. I thought that was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my fear is like someone
dragging you into a bathroom.
Well, yeah, which has happened a couple times, but for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
all for the wrong reasons. Check this out, man. I got to show you something. I don't want to see it.
No,
Frankie, I do not want to see what you have in the bathroom.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Where it's like someone's in the room and I don't know that they're there.
Mm-hmm. That is very scary.
It freaks me out. But he pulls her in there, and obviously, Court's having a great time. He's listening.
This is great,
Alice Cooper. And then the whole time he's looking back, he's like, "What are you doing? You in the bathroom taking a dump? I might come back there and watch you dump."
It's so awful.
He's just saying all these disgusting things. Like, this is not your property, dude.
And that's why he gets stabbed in the head.
That's actually why I love that too. It's like he's like, as he's driving, he's having a great time. Jason walks up, he pulls out his little Rambo knife, and he like stabs him in the head, which I was like, all right, that's pretty rad.
It's pretty wild.
And then the RV flips, or like it crashes and it flips on the side of the road. Now this is the one bit of trivia I remember reading about that I really liked.
Okay.
I mean, there's tons, but this is like the one thing I was like, yeah, this is pretty badass. So one of the producers kept like cutting the budget for the movie, right? And so the director was like, I need this money. What the hell? I want to make this movie. And they're like, no, we're cutting the budget. But one of the producers bought this gigantic swamp cooler for the, I guess for when they're on set or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so you can't give us money to shoot this scene, but you can buy a fucking swamp cooler for yourself.
Yeah.
So what they did is when they shot the RV crashing
You want to
scene,
explain what a swamp cooler is?
It's like a big giant cooler that, you keep like shit in. Like it's a larger cooler than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so during that scene, when they filmed it, they put the cooler on top of the RV, so when they crash the RV, like they smash that swamp cooler with it,
just to be like a big fuck you.
Yeah,
nice.
So I was just like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Nice.
So, but anyway, so Jason like busts out. He's like, oh, what happened? What did something happen?
And he just lumbers away.
Yeah, he's like, you got a warranty on this thing?
You know what else is very funny about this scene, and this is, I don't even know if this is interesting to other people, but it's so funny as we watch more of these sequels. So I noticed this in the last Friday, the last Nightmare that we watched. Your music taste came from these movies.
Some of them,
because there are a lot of songs that I hear you playing around the house, and then I hear them in these movies. I'm like, oh, you got that from the soundtrack to
Jason
Lives?
Some of them, yeah. Well, okay, so let me backtrack for a minute. To be fair, Alice, there are a couple Alice Cooper songs in this movie, and they are from his album Constrictor.
Okay.
Those songs were for the album, but some of them were specifically for the Jason movie. Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah.
So I have the album Constrictor. Mm-hmm. So that's probably where you heard that from.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So all right. Now we've done that. I didn't go out and buy the Jason soundtrack.
Oh, I just figured you did.
I do sometimes. I mean, I'll listen to the soundtrack at home, but I do have the Alice Cooper soundtrack, Alice Cooper album that has those songs on it.
Okay.
There's at least 2 or 3, I think.
So while all of this has been going on, Tommy I don't know, went to the library. He picked up a bunch of books about reanimating corpses, the occult.
Yeah.
He went to the midnight bookstore, you know.
I thought he just got him at that gas station that he called Megan at.
I hope so.
He just ran to a gas station, be like, "Do you have any books on the occult?"
They're like, "Oh yeah, we have a whole section in the
Oh
back."
yeah, totally at this Circle K. We got a couple of them.
It's past the ashtrays and the novelty keychains.
Baby, don't worry. You just keep on walking past them collapsible knives, and that's where the occult books are. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's prepped finally. Sort of.
Yeah, he's got everything.
For what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And the Megan, sheriff's daughter, she's at the office.
Right.
And they get on the phone and they're talking about that while Jason wanders into camp.
Yeah, he finds the camp.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you recall it Camp Forest Green or whatever, he's still going to call it Camp Crystal
I know,
Lake.
I love Forest Green instead of Crystal Lake.
I mean, yeah, it's just they're not. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, I think there's probably some influencer baby named Forest Green.
Oh,
out
yeah,
there.
you gotta know there's one.
I'm sure.
Forest Green.
And it's probably green with an E on the end.
Yeah. So what happens is he calls up Meg and he's like, "Hey, come get me at this gas station." And she's like, "I know exactly where it is."
And it's the one gas station.
Yeah. So she ends up picking him up and they do this kind of like chase through the backwoods of Forest Green with cops chasing him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And finally they get pulled over. They don't arrest Megan.
No. I also love that she does this chase like she's going to be able to hide from everyone when she has an orange Camaro.
It's a bitching car.
In the town that probably has, 2,000 people?
Yeah.
Yeah, people probably know that the orange Camaro is yours, Megan.
Well, like
It's not subtle.
Well, the cops even say like there's an orange Camaro, and then he goes, "That's my daughter."
Yeah. Yeah, unless there's like a run on orange Camaros in this town.
That would be pretty awesome. I mean, orange is my favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're not getting an orange Camaro.
I'm going to something. Something's going to be orange. Either be a sofa or
what are we, Nick at Night?
Maybe. I want our apartment to look like Garfield.
Oh no. I like the color orange, but I don't need an orange couch, and I certainly don't need an orange car.
Yeah, well. So they end up like taking Tommy in
to jail.
To jail. They're like, "All right, you're going to be put in jail. Megan's staying here." And then that's when they get the notice about the RV being crashed.
Right.
And so they're like, "All right, we got to go check this out." And at this time, they're like, "Oh, Tommy's killing these people." But Megan's like, "When did this happen?" He goes, like, "It's like around 9:00." And Megan goes, 9:00. That's when Tommy was with me. He couldn't have killed those people.
Been. Yeah. And they're like, "Remember Tommy was in the car that you were chasing." It definitely wasn't him.
Somehow he got
great
out,
work, guys.
He got out of the car.
He climbed out the sunroof.
And then he went to go murder these people.
Yeah. Man. So that's all going on. And Paula wakes up in her cabin to see a camper wielding a bloody machete.
Yeah, she's like, "I found this outside."
I found it was horrifying. I loved
this outside. But and then Paula's just like, "Oh no, this is a goof. This is what grown-ups do.
Just
to
a
each
machete
other.
goof.
It's a machete goof. This is what grown-ups do to scare each other."
Yeah, I mean, and thankfully she's able to get that little girl to bed before Jason gets her.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was really crazy.
That was pretty wild.
There were so many moments in that where I was like, "This would traumatize a child."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the children at this camp, they're going to get their merit badges, but at what cost?
How badly do they want it?
Yeah.
And then so Jason basically follows Paula back to her to her cabin, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the counselors were separate from the kids.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a separate cabin.
So the kids are all just sleeping in a cabin by themselves.
Right,
I'm sure
yeah.
that's fine.
And then Sissy's just like, "Oh, Court's outside. He's playing a trick. I'm going to go ahead and like do a stupid goof on him." And she pretends to like pour soda on him.